Alright, hi there. My name is Stephanie. So, in this video, we're just gonna basically vlog about my first 2 weeks at the Music Conservatory in PR and slash the Artist Way book and how it affects us as artists and creatives and basically my experience. So, here we go with a little um, PowerPoint, if you will, of the first 2 weeks here. So, first is the airplane ride, being inspired by artists on the plane, my view of the ocean for the first time. I'm completely in love with this scenery. The entrance to the conservatory, it's gorgeous. I think it was a nun's convent before, super colonial and just like European basically. Here we are on the map, and then here are the millions of things that I have to study within the first week of school and organize myself with Circle of Fizz and reading. Here we have just experience of cutting the bangs the first day of school and how women in PR are just like all have their hair super curly and beautiful. And here is just a quick tidbit that they taught me that was important as a cream. Just they don't blow dry their hair or like iron it. It's just natural. Then we have the first concert of the semester here, super inspirational. This gorgeous goddess with her long mermaid hair in the breeze. And then this picture that inspired me my first week here. It's become obsessed with your potential. This image of the pianist there, like super involved in what he's doing in his craft, and the sax and the bass, and just like this is the most important quote I could think of for the first week that I arrived, because obviously it's my first week, so I'm like in ground zero, even though I've studied a bit before and everything. Just like keep going forward, even though you're starting, even though you're just like trying to scramble and read rhythm well, and you're playing scales and you're taking too long to chord change and everything on the piano. And so it's just becoming obsessed with how good I might be able to get if I keep going and I don't stop. And then after that, you'll see it's like what it takes is the 8 a.m. theory every day. Then we have music appreciations, basically the schedule. And for me, and then we have the personification of music and Orfeo, which I love the story of Orfeo. I love watching these things about art all day. And my theory teacher is quite obsessed with the harp players. And so then we go into what it looks like to be in the practice rooms and the hours of study every day. And so my family's like, what are you, like, are you so busy? And yeah, I'm in the room a lot. I kind of, yeah, I have to repeat things a million times and just be there and be there and be there and be there, because it's really hard to focus anywhere else besides the practice room. It's just like this little cave-like cubby underground where there's nothing in there but a piano and maybe a desk or a mirror. So here we are with the muse score, the piano, the daily things, coffee machine, finding the room that's free, and opening the door, doing scales, arpeggios, chromatic scale, practicing the songs, learning chords, just solfege, reading rhythm, practicing and practicing, guitar, piano, everything, so it all kind of connects at the end, and then leaving the conservatory for the day, finding some spiritual food at maybe a local church, and running. I've fallen in love with running in this city. There's a big running community here. It's just like a whole running vibe, because it's so amazing. You could just run and then you're at the beach like this. And I study again at the beach, and I sing all day in the ocean until it's like not all day. I get there in the afternoon until sunset. And then we are here and back in bedtime for reading rhythm and everything before going to sleep, so I can wake up in the morning and have it fresh in my mind. So that's like a quick overview of what it's like in the first week. And so back to let's just like go kind of more in depth of how this experience is affecting me and so forth. Well, first of all, if we go back to the artist way, the artist pages, the two most important things are the morning pages and the artist day. So basically, the 3 morning pages you have to do is just like free write in the morning, blah blah blah, whatever comes out, just do it. And that is super amazing because you can flow, you can write affirmations, you can color, but it's just like magical miracles happen out of these things. Like you can write the most ridiculous thing, and then you write like this feather appeared, and then later on in the day this feather appears. All these things happen magically with these morning pages. Also, it sits you down to actually songwrite if you can't get yourself to sit down and do that sometimes. Then we have the artist date, which is super important because one of the main things is pampering your inner artist. Your inner artist. The child in you that's the artist. The one that's there that's like, I want to do this, so much fun, but at the same time it's like shy and scared, like a little kid going to kindergarten for the first time. So you need to pamper your inner child, your inner artist, and take them out for a date, an artist date on your own. This can mean that you go to anything that inspires you. Maybe you go to Marshall's and buy markers. Maybe you go to the movies to watch a movie. And maybe you go to the museum to see a new exhibition or whatever is artistic to you. You can go to a concert. Maybe you go to a knitting class. So for me, my artist date was going to a little festival that they had at the conservatory at the school the first week. And while I was there, I saw these gorgeous plants and I fell in love because being here this is not where I'm from, PR. So I'm away from my family, I'm away from my friends, I'm away from anyone that I know. I literally know no one except for the people I've met in the past week. And so I wanted my little friend. And it's like my pet because in the daytime I put my plant is called a paz, which means peace. So I put my little plant outside in the sun and I bring her back inside in the nighttime so we can be together. And she inspires me. Sometimes I take a little piece and make tea or a little bath or whatever. And that's my artist date for this past week or 2 weeks because it's like something that ignited me when I saw the little plant like in the breeze and everything is like floating and dancing and it looks like it's dancing and it's so alive and it looks so like all-knowing, this plant. So it looks like a little mini tree that you can have in your room. So that was my artist date. I think it's like sometimes I guess even just spending money on something that's towards your artistic inspiration is pampering your inner artist. So that's that. Back to the conservatory is like, wow, how much work you need to do in order to improve. Like practicing, even though you did your scales yesterday, you have to do them every single day. So it's like really in you, your perfect pitch and everything like that. How amazing it is that I'm just starting and they already like expect you to read everything well, know your circle of fifths, know your chords, know everything. Like you have to know everything. The first week on Friday, we had to sing in front of our class. I'm doing jazz voice, by the way. That's my major, and jazz and Caribbean voice. So the first week we had to sing in front of everyone. It's like they didn't even tell us, so we have to be prepared. Basically, you have to be prepared at every second. And how nice everyone is here. Everyone is super nice. I've traveled a lot and lived in a lot of places, and I've always been super lucky everywhere I go that I always have little angels. But here, everyone is super nice. But I will say, like, making a friend, like a real friend that's like really your homie, that's pure chemistry and luck. And that'll happen when it's meant to happen. Sometimes you travel places and it's like, boom, the first day, it's like you and me, yes, you and me forever. And then sometimes it's like maybe there's a little bit of process. I feel like here my experience has been that everyone is super nice, everyone is super helpful, but all things are like a slower, chiller, more like organic rooted process. Even just like job hunting and everything, like all the process of application and interviews and all that is super like slow marmalade. Um, and so hopefully when that all clicks and it'll be amazing and I'll appreciate it more. Takeaway from technique for a voice is like speak singing. I have a tendency to put my voice back and basically just like talking and talking and talking the song until it goes forward into this place where it's like piercing forward in an arrow direction. I have to learn a lot of songs quickly. I have to pick a lot of songs, blues, ballad for jazz, mid-tempo, up-tempo, and then Caribbean songs. Maybe you guys can suggest what are the best ones. I'm in between Que Te Pedí, Te Busco, y Entonces. Yeah, I'm there. I'm in between those. Which ones maybe you think are the best ones? And yeah, thank you guys for watching this vlog. I'm going to try to keep it up and post every week if I can, or every 2 weeks to like let you know my process, where I feel I am in this journey in the music conservatory that has been a huge dream of mine and aspiration. And just like it takes a lot of courage to go back to school when I already went to school, well, to college some years ago, and to come back to it, it's like a big decision. So I hope you guys support me in this. I hope this is inspiration for some of you, and I'll keep you guys updated on the artist's way. Thank you for watching the first vlog of this kind.